Ladies and gentlemen, graduating students, welcome to our virtual graduation ceremony. I want to begin today by saying some thanks to the team that's put this together at incredibly short notice and in a very creative way. And in particular, I think I should note the work of Paul Morris, Linda Osman and Naya Boyo, who have just done tremendous work in putting this all together. And also, I would like to congratulate all the students graduating today, both for their academic achievements and everything they have given to the ISL community. You have had a year unlike any other. It's the kind of thing that people say all the time, that people live through unprecedented times, but in your case, it's true. And it also means that for you, it has been a year where you've had to negotiate kind of challenges that has never been the same for graduating classes before. Not knowing when you're going to be taught and how. Not knowing how universities are going to respond to the situation. Not knowing how this graduation ceremony is going to be. It's a lot of challenges. But I think that there's something that you can say about your education, which is that by having an IB education, you have been as well prepared for change as anybody could be. Because it has been an education that has been based on engaging with society, on thinking, on adapting, on reflecting. That means that having had an education like that, you can perhaps be the people who lead positive change in times that will be different. They're going to be very different. People can hardly predict what the next month will be like, let alone the next few years. And it always amazes me how much individuals can bring about change. In fact, even this week, I've been stunned by two stories that I'd like to bring to your attention. The first is the person who's probably got more press coverage this week than anybody else, and that's Marcus Rashford, who simply by one letter has changed government policy and caused a situation that children will receive free meals this summer. I just keep looking back and reflecting on that story and thinking, I don't even know how that happened. It's just an incredible achievement. And the second person I'd like to mention in terms of change is somebody who also has had a lot of publicity this week, and that's Maria Ressa in the Philippines, who has really brought to attention the importance of press freedom because her own freedom is under threat and has done it with an articulacy that is just incredible. Two individuals who on their own, just this week, have managed to do things that could lead to significant and huge change. Anybody who's worked with me for a while will know that I tend to talk about one book a lot when it comes to change. And that's a book called Switch, which it's got a subtitle which is How to Change Things When Change is Hard. And I really like that book because it talks about having a positive notion of change, always seeing it in a positive way. What it really says is that change is not bad. Lots of people often talk about change as it's a difficult thing. But actually change is not either bad or good. The thing about change is it's actually contextual or it's situational. In fact, lots of people will make choices that involve huge changes in their life. One of the obvious ones is when families choose to have a baby. Can't think of anything that can involve more change in lifestyle. But you don't go, oh no, that's terrible, that's a really difficult moment of change. You celebrate it, you look at how you have to adapt your life and you go with it. And a baby is a lovely analogy for change because that's exactly what positive change looks like. It's trying to imagine process with something concrete and good that comes at the end of it. And that's really what positive change is about. And the book Switch looks at all the ways that we could think about positive change. One of the stories talked about in Switch is actually about a group of high school students. It's about a group of high school students in America, in a town called Howard, in South Dakota, in Minor County. Howard was a town that was in serial decline. And the students in one of their classes decided that they wanted to look at how they could reinvigorate the economy in their town and what they could do, because they don't want to be students living in a dying town. And what they did is they surveyed large parts of the population, and they found one amazing thing, which was that if local residents spent 10% of their revenue more on local product at local shops, they would make $7 million in extra revenue. And they found that half the people in their town actually didn't shop in the town at all, they shopped outside. So they just focused their campaign on getting people to shop locally. And as a result of that, they found that people didn't only look at shopping, they looked at reinvigorating the whole town. Because to get people to shop, you have to make your town look nicer. And so they just ended up by focusing on one small area, changing the whole way that the town went about attracting people into it. And they became a model, and it was used by other counties across America. It's a group of high school students with one small project that actually completely transformed a town. The real question that we have to think is, how can you in this world bring about positive change? And the nice thing about Switch is it sort of focuses on some of the key areas. It says that you have to have an emotional response, a positive emotional response to change. It's a baby thing. We're all willing to adapt to having a baby because we know we're making a positive emotional change. But you need your reason to go along with it, and you have to have a very clear path. And what's true about the stories I gave you, whether it's the Marcus Rashford story or the story about Howard in Miners County, is that those students and Marcus Rashford had a very simple goal. And because that goal is simple and you can see it and you can see an easier future, it's easy to imagine how that's going to happen. And so because of that, you can bring about incredibly positive change in a really short time. And all of us have the power to do that. That's what we should really hold. And what I think is lucky is because you've had the type of education you've had, because you've had to think about being creative and adapting, you have the skills that you can make those choices to adapt and innovate. It just becomes a question of making the right choices. And I would like to finish with a quote from Harriet Tubman, which seems very appropriate in these times. And her quote is, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer." Thank you.
Hello. This is a bit surreal, giving a speech to a nearly empty hall, but anyway. Memory is an elusive cognitive function over which we have only limited control. We know we typically reconstruct our memories to more palatable or convenient forms, and we know lots, possibly most of them, are not entirely accurate. Despite this elusiveness, they are a vital component of those most important human capacities, our social interactions and relationships. They bind us, provide our individual and collective narratives. They help to provide both context and meaning. Over these past 2 years, my tutor group will have formed many memories and bonds that could potentially last a lifetime. From the side of windswept mountains to camping out and cooking under the stars, the tears, the laughs, the class debates, the incessant noise from the common room, the highs and lows of the football table, the dancing and singing, the selfies, the trips to Ealing Common, and of course, the learning. The most unusual aspect of our time at the college has obviously been the pandemic, the subsequent lockdown, the closure of the school, and the devastation caused by exams being cancelled. And who wouldn't be devastated? But it's often appropriate to place our own challenges and disappointments into a wider context, a context that includes unprecedented disruption to billions, infection to millions, and death to many thousands. The more recent protests that have swept the globe also remind us that more than ever before, our lives and experiences are interconnected, that we are part of a global society, and that we all have global responsibilities. In years to come, I think one of my most prominent memories will be of a tutor group that navigated these recent challenges with great stoicism, with great care and compassion for others, with humour, grace, and patience. For this reason, I feel great confidence in their entry into a more independent and adult world, and feel certain they will be part of the positive changes on which our planet depends. Now, I'd like to say a few words about my tutor group individually. And the first is Matisse. The first time I noticed Matisse was when he was in grade 10. I was walking along a corridor at the main site and noticed him pulling faces at his friends through the classroom window. After asking him to stop, I briefly wondered if he was one of those students I'd have to keep an eye on when he joined the college. And this is a great example of the inaccuracies of first impressions. Matisse has consistently proved himself to be warm, friendly, responsible, and a great contributor to class discussions. His positive, balanced, and resilient demeanour has been an example to us all, and I hope he retains these character traits in the years to come. Congratulations, Matisse Alsteins.
Darling, darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. We're watching, as the credits all roll down. Crying, you know we're playing to a full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame.
Continuing the theme of inaccurate first impressions and the need to tolerate uncertainty, my first impressions of Bianca were also a little concerning. I think it's fair to state that the positive and generally smiley Bianca presented in grade 12 is quite different compared to the beginning of grade 11. I have to mention our 3-hour epic on the side of a windswept mountain in the Lake District, and my initial speculation that the next 2 years would be interesting. These concerns gradually dissipated, however, and it's been a genuine pleasure to witness and engage with the huge academic and general progress Bianca has experienced throughout the course. Although I don't think the two are necessarily linked, it's been a great pleasure to see a correlation between her increasing academic progress and her smile. Congratulations, Bianca Bertoli. Next, I've had numerous meetings with James, pondering and exploring the benefits and limitations of fixed and growth mindsets. And I think it's fair to say his progression from the former to the latter has been reluctant at times. From his unofficial residence in the egg chair, however, James, in his individual, often quiet and reflective manner, seemed towards the end of the course to shift more explicitly towards the latter, the growth mindset. This in itself is a great achievement, as our mindsets have such a significant impact on our futures. My parting wish is that James continues with this latter mindset, and that he acknowledges that life and progress are rarely linear, and that, whilst we can't always choose our destination, we can choose whether to be a passenger or a navigator. Congratulations, James Diamondopoulos. I've never heard that version before. Anyway. Next. I've known Ivan longer than any other student at ISL, having worked with him regularly at ISL Surrey and, of course, at ISL London. I've lost count of the many, many discussions, debates, and friendly disagreements we've had over the years on all manner of topics, from the profoundly important to the light-hearted banter. And all of them with a respectful openness, willingness to listen, and capacity to accept difference. One of the issues we've always agreed upon, however, both in actions and words, is the need to accept, respect, and learn from these differences. And I'm hopeful that Ivan feels that he has benefited from these engagements at least as much as I have. I look forward to hearing about the exciting future a student of his abilities will no doubt realise. Congratulations, Ivan Falco Mira. Next, Federico. I first taught Fred in grade 10, so I have quite a good sense of the progress he has made over the past 3 years. I sometimes think a good analogy for Fred is the eye of a storm, which sits in a calm and serene state in the centre, whilst others around him worry and fret. Throughout the course, Fred managed to successfully navigate this turbulence with a wry smile and rarely a hair out of place, and he is now expecting to begin an exciting university course after the summer break. An unusual but ultimately and evidently effective strategy. It's been a great pleasure knowing Fred, and I wish him all the best for the future. Well done, and congratulations, Federico Farhat.
Here it goes.
It's quite difficult to concentrate when you have Miss Osman doing that, but she does it very well, so it's not a criticism. Anyway, on to my next. One of my first memories of Isabel was of her standing for the student council elections at the beginning of grade 11. The courage to put herself under the spotlight in these first few weeks, not knowing most of the tutor group or the year group, in many ways set the tone for the remainder of the course. Isabel has consistently proved herself to be a dedicated, outward-looking student, always willing to consider the welfare of others. Her CAS activities, her summer breaks, or break, and her popularity around the college are all evidence that no matter where she studies or works in the future, she will make a positive and sustained difference. Congratulations, Isabel Garcia Hoz Sanchez. Next, whether it was in class, on the football table, or table football, in the common room or the corridors, Gaius made his presence felt. He was often the centre of commotion, fun, and friends, and has consistently been willing to share his many attributes with his peers. As I'm sure Gaius will accept, there were a few occasions his enjoyment seemed difficult for him to contain, and this often seemed to result in him visiting my office for an ice pack or to report a bump on the head or other minor injury, often in addition to a wry smile. I will miss Gaius' contributions and will always have an ice pack available for him just in case. Congratulations, Gaius Jarigsma. This might sound odd, but when I picture Kenta, it's often of him in heroic manner, running towards me and two other students on the side of a mountain in the middle of a ferocious storm. Thinking about the welfare of others before himself, Kenta was returning to link arms with another student to brace against a potentially dangerous gale. This was our residential trip, by the way. Seeking no praise for himself, this early event at the beginning of grade 11 was a good indicator for the remainder of the course. In his quiet, humble manner, Kenta has worked hard, achieved high, and set a great example for his fellow students. I don't need to wish Kenta luck for the future, as he doesn't need it, but I will say congratulations, Kenta Kocha.
Can you feel this in your chest? This is the start of something great. We might be a little late, hey, but at least we're on our way. You got too much time to waste, focusing on what people say. They might not like that we go on, but we're here.
Next, Rose is one of the longest serving members of the college, having joined 10F in 2017. In those early days, I think it's fair to state that Rose felt a bit on the periphery of the college. Her English was in its early stages. She was still in a small group of younger students, and it was no doubt a bit daunting being surrounded by older, noisier students. Since then, Rose has blossomed in so many ways, academically and socially, and she's grown to become a reflective, balanced, and mature example to other students. In the tutor group and my psychology class, Rose has increasingly demonstrated her admirable values, her understanding, and a calm, measured determination to succeed. It's been a great privilege to witness these developments, and I have great confidence in her successful future. Congratulations, Rose Letond.
Feel the magic in me.
Next. That photo, by the way, of Rose, I think was taken on Ealing Common, amazingly. Anyway, when not sipping coffee from a cup that's clearly in breach of safety regulations, Tristan has been a great addition to the tutor group and my psychology and history classes. In addition to his obvious academic ability, Tristan's sharp wit, his observations on life's many absurdities, and his willingness to share his humour, including during his essays, and Cass, I hear, have all helped to make our lessons bearable. Tristan's modesty may prevent him from stating this publicly, but I think he knows that, if properly focused, a bright and prosperous future is well within his grasp. I'm already looking forward to reading his articles on a Sunday morning over a long breakfast. Congratulations, Tristan Rains.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger in her thumb in the shape of an L.
Last, but certainly not least, is the lovely Shikako. Shikako should be considered the epitome of calm, as she seems to float through the college, quietly getting on with her work, never making a fuss and clearly reaping the benefits. The steady improvement in her grades are evidence of her dedication, her determination, and her ability. Shikako exudes a peaceful tranquility and seems to take her challenges and her successes in her stride. She was the student on the side of the mountain that Kenta came back in his heroic return. And I struggle to think of a better example of calmness under pressure. Continuation of this admirable approach to life will ensure a successful and very composed future. Congratulations, Shikako Yuzawa.
If you don't wanna see me, then tell somebody. If you don't ever leave it, anything can stop me. Don't show up, don't come out, don't stop caring about me, no.
Next up
Thank you, Mr. Spence. Thank you very much. As a subject teacher, I taught, I think, 15 or 16 of you all, and I saw you all maturing in your subject teacher over a period of 2 years. But as a tutor, I saw a transformation of students from 15 to 16-year-olds to young adults. And that transformation is something that I really am glad that I was in this journey of yours, that I was with you. And if I was to talk about this form, what can I say? I have individuals who are going to be aspiring psychologists, budding artists, budding engineers, fashionista. Can you think about that? Think about who could be a fashionista. Who am I going to call the fashion icon of ISL? In this group, we will hear a couple of words being repeated again and again and again. Drive, ambition, kindness, listening, arguments, debates, quiet children, everything. It was a mixed bag of everything that ISL represents as a community. I'd also like to thank actually Ms. Patterson, because she used to always tell me, Mrs. Rao, your form, whoa, always on top, leaderboard for CAS. So thank you, my form, for making life wonderful for CAS. Okay, thank you very, very much from me. So thank you again, and I'm going to now talk about you as individuals. So first and foremost, who am I going to talk? Bandar. This is the way Bandar would talk to me. Miss. Every conversation with Bandar would be like this. Bandar, but hats off to you for being a sport in many ways, for taking all the banter that we threw at you. Me as in me from football, and guys, Kenji, and everybody else because of your football prowess or the team that you supported. Or whether it was some banter that happened in the common room or some comment you made in economics class. You took it on chin and you smiled throughout that conversation. So hats off for you that. If not for the tutor, if not for you, Banda and Dario, our tutor group would have been conversation about and debate won by the twins in the class. So thank you very much for being there, and keep on playing football and keep on supporting the right team. You know who I mean. Congratulations, Banda. As I said, I had a set of twins in my class. Now you'll think, twins? We didn't have twins in this year group. Oh yes, I did. One of them I'm going to talk about, Hania. I can't believe that she started the year only 2 years ago at ISL. I think by the end of 2 weeks, she was well integrated in the ISL community. And you could I've always said that you could hear Hania before you could see her. You could hear whichever class part of the college you were, if she was in the common room. We all know about her academic ability, but have you heard Hania debate, argue? Oh my God. She is fantastic at it, and I'm sure Banda and Daria will vouch for that. What are the chances of anybody winning a conversation when Hania is in it? None whatsoever. Hania, it's been an absolute pleasure to knowing you as a teacher, as a form tutor. You are everything a teacher aspires, hardworking, driven, and another essential attribute that I can give you is practical. You're a very practical girl. And that is so essential in this world of today, practicality. So well done, Hania. And though I have always said I'll never say this, but I will miss your presence in my class. So congratulations, Hania, and well done.
Sweet 16, we had arrived. Walking down the streets as they were so high. Stealing birds out with the senior guys. Teacher said we'd never make it out alive.
There she was, my little best friend. I was little and swaying in the wind. She's supposed to cry, scary, running down the little baby eyes.
I started the speech saying about transformation, and I have a transformation of students over a 2-year period. And this student that I'm going to talk about, Kichi, I met him first time as a 10F student. And that time, Kichi was one of the guys who would always be looking at his phone when he spoke to you. From that Kichi to Kichi of grade 12, who would have a conversation. I have had conversations with him about his haircut, or his hair when he had, I think, a perm, or about Brexit, or about anything that he fancied. That transformation is something that Kichi should really, really be proud of. And I'm proud, and I think the whole community, so are his parents, for proud of this achievement. He's shown maturity, growth. The Kichi of grade 12 is ready to take on the world, whatever it throws at him. So congratulations, Kichi, well done. Dario. Now, we know Dario as somebody who is ambitious, driven, walking encyclopedia when it comes to tech. But today I'm going to talk about a Dario who is slightly different, a compassionate Dario. Dario who was there for his friends who needed support in the college when they wanted it, and a Dario who showed what his I self is all about, what is he all about. Now, I'm going to talk about Dario who helped. We had an incident outside college where an elderly lady had a small accident with her car a few meters from the DP campus. And Dario helped that lady, got her in the college, and saw that she was settled. Just gave her a breather. And that is a side that we don't give our young adults enough credit for. And so I'd like to give you that credit to showing us that side, that compassionate, that caring side, Dario. So well done you for that. And another thing I'd like to call him, Dario, is my IT guru, my local IT tech support. So thank you for being there every time the whiteboard didn't work or something happened with my USB stick. So thank you, and keep on loving, being a caring, wonderful person that you are. Congratulations, Dario. Well done.
Out in the crowd, someone you from the bunch was attitude. Now it's much too late for me. Take a second. You
Shoko. I always thought about her as a little Miss Sunshine, because she always had a big smile on her face, and the occasional day which she didn't have the smile, she knew how to deal with it, whatever was thrown her way. And every time I asked her, how are you doing, Shoko, in her one-to-one? She said, I'm fine, miss. She, again, going back to the word driven, knew exactly what she wanted to do. So I have seen Shoko being a primary school girl when she was playing with Miss Matsukuma's children in the common room. I have seen her sensible Shoko when talking to me about her ambition. I've seen and the little troublemaker with the glint in her eyes when she's playing in the common room. So every side of Shoko is there as a young adult. So well done, Shoko. Thank you for being the quietest member of my group. Congratulations to you. say about this young lady. I think she's one of the quietest students I've ever taught. But she could say it all with that lovely smile of hers and a little nod of that head. Just that thing. Ayaka, have you done your homework? Yes, that's all she would say. She would not say, yes, miss. That's all she was. I think I have learned a lot from her. Her recreation of the little tea party from Alice in Wonderland for the art exhibition. Oh, the little macaroons, they were absolutely scrumptious. Attention for detail, whether it was her art, her table for cash flow, balance sheet table, everything. It had to be meticulous. So what if it took her 10 more minutes than the rest of the class? Everything had to be Miss Perfect. I really envy her, as I said before, her attention for detail. She enjoys everything that she does. She wants to become a businesswoman. She wants to get into jewelry making. She wants to do a degree in art in Japan. All I can say to her is have confidence in your ability and follow your dreams, Ayaka. You're there, and please do not forget to invite us for your first art exhibitions, because I think you will have it sooner than later. Emma is an independent spirited young woman who is not afraid to tread on her own path. This was evident if you look at her caste profile. What she did was selecting interesting things, not because she had to tick a box, but because she was interested in them, and she was working with her local community. That shows a strength of character. That shows how mature she is, what kind of sense of responsibility she has, and that shows her growth that she has had over the 2 years at ISL. One of the things that she told on the last tutor group was, Miss, I felt for the first time as part of the ISL community during the TOK London event. So I would like to say thank you for doing that. Thank you for feeling a part of that community. And also, actually, I would like to welcome Emma to the world of teaching, because she is just working for the last few months as a TA, being called as Miss Thal by young kids. So welcome to the world of teaching. I know it may be a short journey here, because you'll still soon start university, but whatever it is, enjoy. Enjoy these few months before you go back into university. Congratulations, Emma. An award for fashion icon of ISL 2020, I think everybody in the college would wait for Mr. Jikai. Jikai, the fashionista. Jikai, immaculately dressed in his retro clothes, shoes, and the right swag all the time. You never saw Jikai doing an absolutely false step in this whole 2 years. I have seen Jikai making alterations to his jeans in the art room, and silly me, I went and asked him, Jikai, do you need help with the sewing machine? Of course not, Mrs. Rock, I know how to do it. That was his response. Not arrogance, just confident. I know what I'm doing. I'm creating my own clothes for myself. So never in a rush, never. Everything happens in Jikai time. So what if everybody's waiting? Well done. I always said that if Jikai was more laid back, he would be horizontal. Okay? Don't lose that chilled attitude, because the real world does not let you chill. So we all need to be chilled at some point in time. So keep in touch, fashionista, and congratulations, Jikai. Well done, you. Luna, Luna, Luna. First few weeks of Luna, oh, I remember the conversation. I don't like this place. I was not sure whether she doesn't like England, London, or ISL, or me. And then she was very clear. It was raining, it's raining, it's raining. It's not Denmark. And from there, the Luna of grade 12, who said, Miss, I can't believe I'm saying this, but honestly, I will miss ISL. Those are the things that she said in the last tutor group. That journey from the other part of my twins in my class, Luna. So, Luna and Hania, deadly combination. What I think of Luna, one word I could describe Luna as honesty. Blunt, brutal honesty. And that's what I like about her. She'll say it, I think, the way she sees it. Doesn't mince her words. As people have found in our class discussions, and some other students with different opinion have really, really got a lot to hear. Okay. She is honest and not at all of her opinion, and she's, hey, that's my opinion, take it or leave it. And I think that's credit to her for sticking with that attitude. I respect that attitude, and I think a lot of people respect that attitude because people don't talk what they really feel. Okay, so congratulations, Luna, and welcome into the world of adulthood. Thank you very much. Over to Ms. Patterson here.
Good afternoon, class of 2020. If you were asked to describe the ideal conditions to go camping in, you probably wouldn't consider a day with a red weather warning named Storm Alley as the perfect set of conditions to pitch a tent in. If you were asked to describe your ideal high school graduation, it probably wouldn't involve wearing your cap and gown in your bedroom ready for a live YouTube link-up. Nevertheless, the class of 2020 has been dealt both these hands. But I have a funny feeling that somewhere down the passage of time, both these circumstances might be revisited in the hazy positive glow that nostalgia often casts on events. They may be viewed as part of a unique set of experiences that have shaped the individuals that lived through these times, forming a bond that shared moments of adversity often tend to do. As I've told them on many occasions, I was particularly proud of my form for pulling together through the literal storm that they faced at the start of their IB diploma in the Lake District. I'm not sure whether it is this that shaped our form group's lively demeanour, but it definitely has been a group with a lot of joie de vivre, as I'm sure Miss Blanco can attest to, having been next door to our rather rambunctious TOK lessons. They have also been a form with a lot of charm. Otherwise, I can't really explain how Augustine and Eric somehow managed to persuade me that they should be allowed to order hamburgers at 10 a.m. in the morning to our form class on the first day of school. Their spirited approach was also evident in my slightly naive introduction of a swear jar to form time. In case you were wondering, payments were sometimes received in advance for expedience, a low point in my teaching career. However, beneath the humour is a group with a lot of heart. So, to return to the ideals related to graduation at the beginning of my speech. Whilst we might all wish for a more human farewell to your time at school, when you imagine the kind of world you might wish to inherit, it is worth considering what happens when a storm clears. Sometimes we are left with a freshness in the air, after the storm has washed away elements of the old world. If what remains after we emerge after our different lockdowns is a place where the natural world is beginning to recover, and we have been gifted the time to reconnect to the values and the people who are important to us, then I'm not sure there is a better place to start from. Class of 2020, you are inheriting a new world, so go and make your mark in it, and I'm sure you'll make us, but more importantly yourselves, proud. I'm now going to begin to talk about the individuals in my form. So firstly, Anais. Joining a school sometime after the start of the year is never an easy task, but it is a sign of someone's character if they can do so and make friends so quickly that it feels like they have always been there. Anais is a quietly confident member of our form who knows her own mind. I think my favourite conversations with Anais have been about her future plans. So many exciting ideas that make me feel excited by proxy. We hope you come back and let us know how you get on. Congratulations, Anais.
Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Only way you can know, give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes.
Augustin. Augustin is a cheerful presence in our form and around the school in general. He has a charming nature that he uses to his full advantage. When others allowed the stress of the IB to get to them, Augustin always seemed to take everything in his stride. With his headphones on and his laid-back attitude, Augustin is ready to face the world. I wish him the best of luck. Congratulations, Augustin. Eric. Eric is definitely the joker of the pack in our form. With the face of Harry Potter minus the lightning scar and embellished with the wry raised eyebrow, Eric rarely says something which is not in jest. He also definitely had a good laugh at all the deadlines his teachers set. We hope this good humour follows him throughout his life. Congratulations, Eric. Anya. It has been a real pleasure to see how much Anya has flourished in her 2 years in the DP. She seems to have really grown in confidence and developed a tight-knit group of friends, friendships that seem destined to last beyond the close of the school gates. Anya's caring personality and friendly face will be sorely missed in the college next year. Please come back and visit us. Congratulations, Anya. Jacob. Looking back at photos of my form from the start of grade 11 to now, I can see just how much Jacob has rung the changes with his different looks, an outward manifestation of how Jacob has grown and developed as a person in the DP. If I was asked to pick one snapshot in time of Jacob in the DP, the image that comes to mind is of Jacob with his homemade pavlova. He was a dedicated participant in our inaugural ISL bake-off and proudly represented New Zealand culture with his beautiful pavlova. I look forward to attending the opening of Jacob's Michelin-starred restaurant in the future. Congratulations, Jacob.
I get up, I get down, and I'm jumping around in the rumpus and rug. It's so comfortable now. Been a hell of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to grow. So I got an apartment across from the park, working right in my fridge, still I'm not feeling right. Been a hell of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to grow.
Mariam. There isn't a person in the diploma college that hasn't benefited from Mariam's sunny personality. She has a warmth and positive energy that is infectious, and she will be sure to leave her mark wherever she goes, just as she has done with us at ISL. We hope that she returns to spread a little sunshine, but feel certain that she will be going on to great things. Congratulations, Mariam.
Well, if this is free, then we'll find a way to cheat. 'Cause we're singing in a choir. And if your answer isn't fair, you can call me when you need somebody. You can't stop the tears from falling out.
Gustav is a popular member of the year group, and when you speak to him, it is easy to see why. Gustav is friendly, mild-mannered, and easygoing. These are all traits that it is almost impossible to have a surplus of. As someone who has already moved around so much in their life, Gustav, you have, at 18, already developed the skills that many of us spend a lifetime working towards, of being able to connect with people wherever you go. I wish you many happy travels and hope you reconnect with us on your journey. Congratulations, Gustav. Kenji. When this young man first joined the school, I don't think I'd ever seen a face more clearly unimpressed with where he had found himself. We didn't see a smile until we'd travelled hundreds of miles up north, but when we did see that smile, what a transformation. Kenji's entire face lit up with that smile, and it wasn't long until the thunder clouds from the beginning dissipated, and he soon became the cheeky, charming chap that we all know now, careering round the common room, causing chaos as part of the dynamic Dutch duo. You probably, almost definitely, wouldn't want your teachers to say this, but Kenji, you have become a lovable rogue who will be very much missed. We are sure that you're going to use your magic to win over all those you encounter on the road ahead. Congratulations, Kenji. Ruben's knowledge knows no bounds, as we discovered most clearly on our trip to the Lake District. He has an encyclopedic recall that would put Wikipedia to shame, as he shared with us the most specific information pertaining to a particular type of crab found in Cumbria. When the alumni team forms for the India Quiz Night, I'd like to be on Ruben's team. Ruben has a strong sense of self and knows what brings him happiness. And no, Eric, it is not shaking your hand. At the age of 18, that's not a bad place to start from. We hope that Ruben continues on the path to happiness and that he shares the route with the rest of us. Congratulations, Ruben. As one of the longest survivors in an ever-changing year group, Ire must consider ISL to be like family. Family in the sense of familiarity, also possibly irritating at times, but hopefully you know that it is always there to support you. I've watched Ire change from a diminutive 11-year-old with a mop of blonde hair to a towering 18-year-old with, on occasion, an even bigger mop of blonde hair. But he has maintained his sense of humour, his enjoyment of breaking the rules, particularly swearing, and his straight-talking sharing of opinions throughout. I've also seen someone who can achieve great things when he puts his mind to it. We hope that, like family, we continue to hear of your successes, the parts that need work, and all that lies in between. Congratulations, Yuri.
It's so electric breeze, why you feeling down, what's the problem? We just set it free, and don't feel like the sun. From into the radio, and so cold as the moonlight glows. No, we don't give a fuck, we got change the thing on.
Congratulations on graduating, Gustav.
Congratulations, Bender, and congratulations to all of you. I hope you enjoyed this day, and hope you enjoyed the next chapter of life with more success. And I just want to say, استمر بالنجاح.
Thank you, Ina and Farhad, for those messages. We now come to the point in our event where we present some of the special awards. I'm going to start out with an award we call the ISL Survivor Award. These awards are given to students who've completed all their secondary education at ISL, and this year that includes some of their primary education as well. And so, to introduce these awards, I asked a few of the teachers who know them for a few reflections from their career here at ISL. And I wonder if they can identify themselves from these comments. This young lady joined the school in 2013. This comment says, she joined the school in grade 6, and as a child herself, she was always being protective, looking after her younger brother Carlo. She has always been very polite and respectful, and I wish her the best in the future. That's from Miss Akiki. She cannot fib, although she tries a lot, because her cheeks go red and her face opens up in a smile. It took her 2 years to figure out how to stop the door at the college, as she kept pushing or pulling the doorstop in the wrong way. One day, she started carrying a ridiculously giant handbag, more like a suitcase. Apparently, it contained only her healthy drink, her phone, and some sort of focaccia made by her mum. She told me many things in confidence, and that made us laugh a lot. And that's from Miss Di Casola. In a debate about Italian dialects, clue there, she defended her views with real passion, even though everyone else in the class disagreed with her. She would not give up. At the end, she thought she would receive a bad grade because she had lost. But I pointed out that the point of the debate was to argue one's case with evidence and with passion. And when she received a very good grade, I think she began to feel more free in lessons, more confident about expressing her views. Congratulations, Bianca Bertoli, you are a survivor. Oh, and the next survivor, sorry. This gentleman has been with us since 2012. From grade 5, he showed how being an inquirer opens your path of learning. Always hungry to do well in maths, I enjoyed seeing how he invested in his learning over the many years at ISL. This is an impressive skill that he carries with him in the next phase of his education. Well done. It has been a great pleasure seeing you grow as a student and a person. That's from Miss Sarah. He made a commendable start in the Dutch class. He was eager to get stuck into the Dutch spelling rules. Oh dear, here we go. Klinkadief, verdubbelaar, diminutief, and has made intelligent contributions to our units of inquiry on healthy choices and communities. At times, he could do with a little more concentration and dedication to homework, but overall, I believe he is a true asset to the Dutch class, where the dynamics have suddenly become much more conducive to the joy of learning. And that's from Miss Leaf. I remember him as always being a hard-working and a very polite student. I still have the image of him sitting on the beanbags, reading books continuously. I wish him the best in the future. Again from Miss Hakiki. And one final clue. You can remind him that capacitors blow up at his touch and meter rules break into pieces. He did have a unique, unintentional, destructive talent in the lab from Dr. Hadjiposilidu. Congratulations, Yore Van Schie. You are our longest survivor this year. and both of the survivors will receive an exclusive ISL Survivor hoodie as soon as the manufacturers have reopened, and also one of these lovely ISL foxes. We now turn to some of the other awards. These are the awards that are immortalised on the famous lobby boards at the college, so the students who win them have their names up there for all time, and also a bursary in the form of an account with a UK book provider to spend on university materials. And the first two awards are academic. The award for academic improvements is awarded to the student whose total number of points in the IB diploma increased the most over the 2 years of the programme. It was a really close call. This student's trajectory of improvement was so steep that after one semester, he joined the highest total scorers in the grade. Polite, sincere, with a dry wit that I very much appreciated in our conversations about his university applications, he already holds an unconditional place at University of Toronto with a full academic scholarship thrown in. An outstanding basketball player, as well as a mathematical whiz. Congratulations, Kenta Kocha. The award for academic achievement goes to the student whose average total number of points over the whole of the programme was the highest. One should not let her pleasant smile and her cheerful demeanour fool you. Beneath those lie a steely determination and commitment to succeed. She already has an offer to study pharmacology at her first choice University College London, and there is no doubt in my mind that she will attain her goals. Congratulations, Hania Fouad. And now we move on to some special awards that are awarded for the IB Diploma core components of Theory of Knowledge and CAS. First, the subject that is closest to my own heart, TOK. For the TOK award, this year's essay title took as its stimulus the well-known quote from John Donne's Meditations. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. In a civilized society, to what extent should we consider ourselves to be free individuals? In a singular and contemplative contribution, the winner explored a distinction between environmental and personal limitations of freedom and how those might determine our actions. The judge was impressed by the original voice in the essay and the interesting digressions. Congratulations to you, Dario Johansson.
The person that is winning this award embodies the spirit of CAS. They really make the most of every opportunity they are given and are ready to squeeze the last drop out of life. They are always there to support those around them and understand that the word community can be applied in many different contexts. It is rare to see them without a smile on their face as they leave every place they go a bit happier than when they found it. As they said to me in their CAS interview yesterday, try everything. You never know what you are going to like. For their open-minded and positive approach to CAS and life in general, this year's award will be going to Mariam Sami. Congratulations, Mariam.
Hello again. The ECIS Award for International Understanding is important for so many reasons. The obvious one being our status as an international school. Our links and connections spread throughout the world and remind us that what happens in one part of the world typically sends ripples to others. Recent global events provide conclusive evidence for this interconnectedness. Yet another important reason for this award is provided by Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist I keep referring to when I'm making these speeches. I will read more widely in future, I promise. He argues that pleasure and contentment should be considered byproducts of deeper, more meaningful activities. One of these being the inclination to look beyond our own perceived needs and desires, to empathize and address the genuine needs of others. As he states, we find true meaning when we transcend our own limits. The more a person forgets himself by giving himself to a cause or another person, the more he grows as a person. The winner of this prize has demonstrated these qualities many times throughout the diploma. Within the college, the local community, the national community, and overseas. She's given time, effort, and money to making a positive difference to others' lives, and she's consistently conducted herself around the college in positive, friendly, and sincere manner. So it gives me no small amount of pleasure in naming the winner of the ECIS Award for International Understanding, Isabel. Much deserved. Now I need to pass over to Miss Foreman. Thank you.
Hi. So it's not easy in grade. Hi, grade 12. It's not easy in grade 12 to show the commitment and dedication to not only one but two teams, but this young man has done exactly that. This award is for outstanding performance in sport, serving as an exemplary role model to other students, balancing his academic responsibilities with a wide range of sporting competitions and showcasing passion, enthusiasm and fair play. When I spoke to his football coach, this is what I was told. His attitude was excellent. He played every minute of the tournament, was an outstanding centre of defence. He was also great with the younger grades, always encouraging and was calm in every game. His basketball coach said he's a big part of the basketball team. He has been committed to the team, came to practice, trained on his own and took basketball very seriously. He has helped the younger students with drills and he has given all that he can in every training session. I am very happy with the commitment that he's shown towards the team. So, well done, Bandar, for your contributions to the ISL football team and the basketball team. You will be missed. So on behalf of the ISSA teams and the wider community, and of course myself, I'd like to say thank you and good luck in all that you do. We're now going to watch a short video for the Vasaloma family.
Hello everyone, greetings from the Vasaloma family from Finland. We hope you're doing well and that these unprecedented times have provided you all with a chance to reflect and find creativity and inspiration in your surroundings. Please enjoy some of these photos from the past months. For those of you who may not know, we are a Finnish family that lived in London for 13 years. Aleksi, Anna and I all attended ISL from a young age and were very lucky to find ourselves growing up and graduating from this international environment. Currently, Aleksi is running his own business in Helsinki, focusing around the development of sustainable materials. Anna will soon finish her postgrad degree on the conservation of easel painting at the Courtauld Institute in London. As for me, Pauliina, I just completed the second year of my bachelor's degree at Sciences Po in France, where I have been majoring in economics and sociology. During the coronavirus quarantine, we have spent the last few months together as a family at our lakeside cottage in Finland. We have embarked on a lot of interesting and creative projects in the countryside. To give an example, we have created a garden bed to grow some of our own vegetables. Anna also turned our sauna house into her own personal studio as a quiet place to paint. As for the Vesa Luoma Prize for Creative Humanities, we created this prize as a means to thank ISL for our experience at the school, and as a way to support young artists at ISL in their creative projects and allow them to express themselves, their thoughts, and their place in society. Both of the candidates this year showed very different ways of expressing themselves. We were impressed by Ayaka's iterations of comic figures and wire explorations, all of which showed a high level of technical skill. Our favorite was the fantastic little fairy tale sanctuary, with beautiful colors and design, and it would be awesome to see one being made in human scale. Kichi, on the other hand, shows a very explorative and curious approach to creating art. He provided us with less of a description of the purpose of the art, letting the work speak for itself. What is great about this is that such abstract expression has the power to speak out to a wide range of people, regardless of their backgrounds and interests. It is admirable how Kichi's work communicates on a primal and instinctive level based on raw emotion. His way of creating art is a respectable trait that can lead to many unpredictable and amazing outcomes. As artists, both Ayaka and Kichi show great talent, and it was difficult to choose a winner. There is no right or wrong in art, but we carried out a family vote to determine the winner. This year, we have chosen Kichi as the winner of the prize because his work showed a deep level of thinking, vision, and an exploration of color and form with artistic intention. Thank you to both the entries, and congratulations, Kichi. We wish everyone in the ISL community all the best, and we are sending our warmest regards from sunny Finland, and hope that this situation will be resolved soon. Stay happy and healthy.
You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. See that girl digging the dancing queen. Friday night and the lights are low, looking out for a place to go, where they play the right music, getting in the swing, coming to look for a king. Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music's high. Play the right music, everything is fine. You're in the mood for a dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, beat from the tambourine, oh yeah. You can dance, you can join, having the time of your life. See that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen. You're a teaser, you turn them on, leave them burning, and then you'll
across that sea, digging the dancing queen.
And now for the student's perspective and what it means to graduate from ISL in 2020, our valedictorians Mariam Sami and Matisse Alsteins.
Good afternoon, fellow students, parents, and teachers, and welcome to our graduation ceremony. First of all, we would like to thank all the teachers and staff that were involved in making this event possible, because as we know, it's kind of unexpected to meet in these unusual circumstances.
As a grade, we missed out on many great traditions, such as the prank day. Some of us don't even remember saying goodbye to each other. But I guess finding out that May exams were cancelled kind of cushioned the blow somehow.
It did. And this is why having a graduation ceremony was very important to us, because we felt like we should at least, we deserve to celebrate ourselves and celebrate what feels like spending our entire lifetime at school. And even though we didn't get to host and attend a traditional event, we're still very thankful for the opportunity to be able to celebrate with our classmates and our families.
Throughout the course of this year, many memorable events took place, leading us to think that maybe we had too much time having fun instead of actually working. But nevertheless, you have filled this past few years with never-ending laughter and lifelong friends.
And because of that, we're so glad to call you our friends and our families, and we can't wait to encounter more memories together in the future.
With that being said, we definitely won't forget the ones we've already built. While we had our fair share of heated conversation around the common room, we've also had a lot of fun.
But although admittedly, many of these entertaining moments, such as Bandar getting locked in the cabinet, our National League foosball games with the world's loudest players, and escaping to the common room in the middle of lessons for a little break, weren't found to be very comedic by the teachers. And let's not forget the WhatsApp groups and the online shopping that clearly didn't fool Miss Menzi.
Also, to the student who greedily hid the cups in their locker, and the ones that left us to clean their McDonald's mess.
Thanks for that.
We hope you have a horrible summer.
And we did, however, enjoy many multiple trips together, such as the Climate Change March, the Great Gatsby Show, the MUN trip, India trip, the Biology and ESS trip, the residential trips, among many more, and we created long-lasting memories in them.
And now for a few special thanks. We would like to first of all thank all the teachers for continuously lifting our spirits and supporting us. You believed in us even in times where we didn't, to be honest. And although we can agree there were many ups and downs, we can all settle on the fact that our presence will live amongst the college for many years.
Yeah, but on behalf of all the girls, thanks to Miss Mezzi for her very therapeutic biology lessons. Pretty sure we discussed every topic that existed except biology.
And on behalf of all the boys, to Miss Rao, you're welcome for making your year unforgettable.
Yeah, but now for some apologies. We're very sorry to Mr. Julian for turning your art classroom into a second common room, and we're very sorry to Mr. McLaughlin for being the loudest gang you ever had to teach.
Dear Miss Osmond, thank you for your bright smile and your warm welcome, which made waking up at 7 a.m. a bit more bearable.
And to all our mother tongue teachers, thank you so much for making us feel at home.
To our tutors, Mr. Spink, Mrs. Rao, and Miss Patterson, thank you for always having our well-being at the center of your attention.
And we would also like to thank Mr. Morris for creating a very safe and friendly environment in the college, which allowed us to freely discover and express ourselves.
And finally, to the principals, Mr. Paul Rose and Mr. Richard Parker, for making a school an open and welcome space for all of us. ISL has become to many of us like a second home, one which brings us a sense of belonging and comfort.
Definitely, but most importantly, this school is about being together with students, both female and male, from different religions, different ethnicities, respecting one another and sharing the richness of different cultures and backgrounds.
And now, as America is mourning George Floyd, we're graduating as world citizens. And we need to be ready to respect and protect every human being, regardless of their origin and their preferences.
Yeah, but as we all, go our separate ways, we wish everyone great luck and all the best. We sincerely believe that you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. It's no secret that changing environments can be a pretty scary thing, but change can open up the door to many new opportunities.
Yeah, as we've seen with our few math teachers over the past years.
But it's our job to seize those opportunities and not let them slip.
To those staying in the UK, we hope to see you soon and hear about all your new experiences.
And to those who are sadly leaving the UK, we hope to keep in touch and reunite when you visit. Whatever you may go on doing in the future, always remember to stay kind and true to yourselves and to others. And as Gandhi said, live life as you were meant to die tomorrow and learn as if you were meant to live forever.
Thank you for this incredible journey. Thank you for the evening, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Yeah.
Of course, something that International School of London can feel justifiably proud of is that we are a community and not only a school. And I like to think nowhere more so than at the college. But of course, being part of that community doesn't have to end with graduation. So here on that are a few words from our alumni liaison, who is herself a graduate of ISL, Priyanka Mogul.
ISL Class of 2020. I'm delighted to be among the first to congratulate you on this achievement. I've been the ISL Alumni Liaison for a number of years now, and every year I stand up in front of the graduating class and talk about how difficult the IB is and how proud you should be of making it through. But you guys are the Class of 2020. Not only have you completed a really challenging program, but you've completed it in the middle of a global pandemic. And that is something you will be proud of forever. You might not realize it now, but the IB has prepared you for this moment. This might not be the graduation ceremony you hoped for, but our futures are all uncertain at this point. And I do believe that you guys, as IB graduates and ISL graduates, are in a much better position to handle what's about to come than many of your peers. You guys are already risk takers. You already know how to take on complex challenges, and you've already achieved so much in the 2 years that you've been at ISL. Some of you have already interacted with the programs that I run as the alumni liaison, and I've seen how talented and smart and engaged each one of you are. But now, as you take these next steps into your next phase, I do want to let you know that we are still here for you. While you might be communicating less with your teachers and maybe even some of your classmates, I hope that you'll be communicating more with me. I want to be there with you as you move on to university or anything else that comes after that. ISL has graduates from all over the world doing all kinds of incredible things in vastly different fields, and I can't wait to see what you guys end up doing. So all that's left for me to say is to welcome you officially to the ISL Alumni Network. Congratulations, and I look forward to following your journeys over the next few months and years to come.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Mr. Parker, Mr. Morris, Mr. Spinks, college tutors, fellow teachers and colleagues, also to the many parents and other family members and friends tuning into this graduation event from the many corners of our globe. And of course, to our successful, passionate, and inspiring ISL graduands of 2020. Prior to what has been a very celebratory graduation event on this special day, June 18th, 2020, perhaps you returned from having a few chutney sandwiches or a full-blown brunch sheltered at your local park, enjoying the summer rain and celebrating the start of International Picnic Day today. Or perhaps you decided to stay closer to home with family and friends, discussing to what extent Paul McCartney, who turned 77 today, is a more influential musical icon than the sports icon and captain of Gabon and Arsenal, Pierre Aubameyang, who turns 30 today. Or was it time spent sharing quippy memes about how each night this year at 8:20 p.m. and 20 seconds, it is 2020, 2020. Was it a lengthier family debate, perhaps, complete with homemade eye charts made as one last CAS activity, discussing who had perfect 2020 vision? Or perhaps an even more obtuse, but nevertheless engaging family conversation about the fact that 2020 is the 22nd natural number for which the sum of the digits is equal to the number of digits. Mr. D'Antonio would be most impressed. Admittedly, a rather indulgent overview of your day on my part. The point being, however, that regardless of how you celebrated your time earlier today, and amidst all the challenges and justified perspectives in these interesting times, today and in the days prior, you spent time with those that love you, are proud of you, and admire you and your achievements. This is what matters. Today we recognize your stories and conversations, your kindness, your resilience, the compassion and friendship that you continue to show to others and to the world, your passions and your informed perspectives, as much as your academic success. It is no coincidence also that you are graduating from ISL in the year of the rat, the metal rat to be more specific, for it is the year of being inquisitive, shrewd, and resourceful. Your metallic rattiness points to this being a year of renewal, a year filled with growth and accomplishments for you, approached with a healthy dash of determination and resoluteness. Remarkably, and at the same time unsurprisingly, that is what we see when we look at each of you and the trail that you have blazed over the past 2 years, with more to come, no less, as you embrace the future at the university of your choice and exciting careers beyond. If you will permit me to draw comparisons, I am minded of the current NASA rover, which landed on Mars in August of 2012, just when Yuri was starting at ISL. Having been launched from Earth 9 months earlier, the rover, not Yuri. This car-sized space invader has been trawling the craters of Mars looking for life and carrying the affectionate name Curiosity. Such an apt name for a hunk of metal launched approximately 136 million kilometers to try and prove that life exists beyond our little marble of a planet. Curiosity. I happen to think that this is one of the most important attributes a person can possess. And again, it is no coincidence that we see that in each of you. For it is your curiosity that defines you in many ways, has seen you through the wide expanse of the IB diploma, has pressed you onward just when you thought you had no more brain cells to spare, and your eyes were turning slowly square from your on-screen servitude. You are the living definition of curiosity, just as your desire to learn or know about anything defines the very word. Curious people are happier and healthier. They ooze endorphins, and when combined with openness, another star quality, they live longer. Curious people are warmer and more attractive. Most importantly, curiosity also amplifies our empathy, our capacity to engage with others, understand their needs and their feelings, which in turn strengthens relationships. It is not hard to imagine a planet full of curious people like you, and, I quote, what your urge to explore and seek novelty could do to help us remain vigilant about our changing environment and human relationships. And oh, my analogy to space junk doesn't stop quite there, because if you've been keeping up with the current affairs beyond the media front line, you will be attuned to NASA's next Mars rover launch, initially set for next month, landing in February 2021, coincidentally just after you have eagerly started your first year of uni, or perhaps have begun winding down a monumentally curious and no doubt costly and sobering first half of your gap year. Perseverance is the name of this little craft, poised to spend its 687 Earth days coring the ground and sending images to the next 7 generations of NASA scientists. You've been there too, not to Mars, not yet anyway, but you've got perseverance written all over you. It was at this moment of preparing my speech, yes, the part where I thought about each of you and the curiosity and perseverance that you have exemplified, and should continue to value so highly when you depart the shores of our ISL community. Yes, it was at this moment that I decided to produce a special painting for you. Some may say it's a bit minimalist, but it's in my limitations as an artist, and after all, it's the artist's intent that matters, isn't it, my good IB Visual Arts and TOK friends? As Degas informs us, art is not what you see, but what you make others see. Discuss with reference to 2 areas of knowledge. I present to you my artwork. I hope you like it. I hope you can see it for what it is. I call it Polar Bear in a Snowstorm. You can just make out the black nose of the frosty bear as he forges forward towards you and through the blinding blizzard. Much like you, his gritty determination will see him get to where he is heading. He exudes curiosity and perseverance. He presses on in the face of adversity, ever searching and celebrating being alive. Your advantage over Mr. Bear, and indeed possibly more importantly, over many a student graduating at this time of year, is that you all possess those other two fine qualities that curiosity and perseverance feed, namely empathy and perspective. Do not be wasteful with these. They are something to embrace, humbly and with requiescence, as you explore new relationships with those that have not had the privilege of experiencing an IB education and growing as a person in an ISL school and family community environment that truly lives the values that they proclaim. I am minded of many a conversation with an IB graduate from schools across Canada, New Zealand, Malaysia, Thailand, Australia, who have returned for a quick catch-up chat and casually remarked on how strange it is to be at university with fellow students who don't seem to have a justified perspective of their own, or demonstrate a large degree of empathy for others. This will seem strange to you at first, and you will need to navigate your way through this. In this way, you are privileged, not in a stick your nose in the air sense, but through the experiences that you have been offered, that you have embraced, and the special relationships that you have built. For many of you, your CAS and earlier service learning experiences will form a very special part of your secondary school memories. I know that is the case for me when I think about how fortunate I was to be part of the Travelize trip. Enduring memories and lessons for a lifetime that no chemistry textbook or Shakespearean romance could compete with when I reflect on how each student on that trip grew into their relationship with Mark, Keith, Manjushri, and Kevin. This and so many other ISL stories in each of your lives, I'm sure, marks a moment to always remember and adds a piece to the puzzle that showcases your identity. A congratulations of large proportions is most certainly due to each and every one of you on surpassing the academic demands of the IB diploma. Undoubtedly the most rigorous secondary curriculum program on the planet. This should not be left unsaid. You have done immensely well to achieve your individual scores, and on behalf of the secondary school, I would like to wish you all the very best for your July results release. You are in our thoughts as this day approaches, and also as your post-secondary dreams come alive. I would like to close without appropriate MLA referencing. Apologies, Mr. Morris. They say that how you start your day defines how you live your day. They also say that you become what you celebrate. Like an old couple you observe sitting in a cafe swapping stories of enduring love that, upon a second glance, look strangely alike. Or the unconditional love between a dog and its human companion, who also, in time, seem to reflect each other's qualities. You become what you celebrate. As a wise, wholly respected, and compassionate army general from Thailand once shared with me, our wish for you is that you not only continue to develop as the good thinker you have become, but that you cherish being good at thinking. I like to think that ISL has prepared you for this. Your family and your educational journey have taught you to cherish the C, the P, the E, and the C of my address to you today. Cherish your curiosity, cherish your perseverance, cherish your empathy, and cherish your honest perspectives. Embrace and celebrate these attitudes. Be happy, and we wish you all the very best. Thank you to everyone for tuning in today, for being present in this moment, for taking time to stop, reflect upon, and celebrate the achievements of our wonderful grade 12 students, and now, officially, our graduating class of 2020. Thank you.
brings us almost to the end of this afternoon's event. I've just had a note thrust into my hand as I was coming up to the podium, just to say that in a few moments we're going to just broadcast live stream everybody live on the Teams view. So if I could ask the graduates now to please turn on their cameras, and in a moment Naya will be doing that. While you have time to turn on your cameras, I just want to say a few quick thank yous. I want to thank Clara Patterson, Swati Rao and Dan Spinks, the tutor team at the college, for all of their hard work, all of their commitment to the idea and the reality that is the college. I want to thank Dan Spinks again, my colleague as Head of Student Wellbeing at the college, for all of his work over the last few years at the college. He's made a big difference. I'd like to thank Linda Osmond for being the smiling, welcoming face of the college in reception. And I'd like to thank Richard Parker and Paul Rose as well for listening and for understanding when we've needed it. This has been an unusual graduation. I hope you've enjoyed it. We look forward to seeing you in London in the fall, we hope, for a social gathering. That will be fantastic. Now over to you, and goodbye.
Think I can fly. Think I can fly when I'm with you. My arms are wide, catching fire as the wind blows. I know that I'm rich enough for pride. I see $1 billion in your eyes, even if we're strangers till we die.
You and I
DJs International. Big Mega Radio Smasher.
Had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear this is true, and I owe it all to you.
Oh, I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear this is true, and I owe it all to you.
Dirty bit. Dirty bit. I came up in here to rock, light a fire, make it hot. I don't wanna take no pictures, I just wanna take some shots. So come on, let's go, let's lose control. Let's do it all night till we can't do it no more. Keep on rocking to the sound, turn it up and watch it pound. We gon' rock it to the top until the roof come burning down. Yeah, it's hot in her, the temperature has got these ladies getting freaky.
I got freaky, freaky, baby. I was chillin' with my ladies. I didn't come to get bougie, I came here to get crazy. I was born to get wild, that's my style. If you didn't know that, well, baby, now you know now. 'Cause I'm having a good time with you, I'm telling you.
I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear this is true, and I owe it all to you.
Oh, I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear this is true, and I owe it all to you.
Dirty bit.
Money, money, money.
Oh.
It's so funny.
You look like such a gentleman. You know my
Me, no eyes, like me. Me, McLaughlin, tell me. Hey, you guys don't sleep in the class. I'm not sleeping, bruv.
No time, no. Send me the location. This shit about vacation.
I'm fried, I be just tryna vibe. I don't really be tryna get posted. Sitting back, sipping on Hennessy. Niggas tryna come out and
yeah! We got it! Hey! 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 Hey!